Okay, so you're probably wondering what we're doing today, unless you guys read the title of the video. We're gonna be installing a new drive shaft onto my car and a new Nismo trans mount, because the mount I have right now is a solid one piece and it vibrates my car like crazy. So that's why I'm going with the Nismo mount. It's a little bit more soft and forgiving. And then on Guillermo's car, his IS300, we're gonna be installing a front bumper because he got crashed a couple months ago and he does drive the car around every day. And we also are going to be installing his Altezza grill and a bumper support, as well as trying to line up the front of his car a little bit better.
So I got a front bumper from Facebook off this guy that had just bought, I guess he got a Rep BN kit. So I just got this one for 100 bucks. And then this is from my old, from my IS, the one that came with it. So just gonna put this on right now and then see how it goes. Gonna leave it with zip ties for now until I get like a new fender. That way I can actually fit it perfectly, because right now the headlight doesn't really align. So I'm just trying to figure that part out for now. Yeah, let's bring this over here. Let's bring all this stuff over here.
And then this is the damage on the car. As you can see, the fender got pretty buckled, and then we kind of bent this back just to get the headlight to fit. We got this headlight off our friend's car. The hood got pretty damaged, and obviously the bumper got taken out. Oh, and then also his Kiwami, where right here, got a chunk taken out of it.
What a sad day.
Okay, so right now we're jacking up the rear of the car. Mark is doing that for me. But since the car is pretty low, I can't fit a jack on the diff. So I have to jack it up by the tow hook a little bit, put the car down on ramps in the rear, and then I could jack it up by the diff. Okay, so we got the car high enough to the point we could slide the ramps underneath now. Just like that. And on the other side as well. And then we could put it down and jack it up by the center of the diff, which is kind of a struggle. But when you want to be this low, you got to do stupid shit. So we thought we were finally going to start on working on our cars. But then Alex over here called me saying that he blew a axle. And now we don't know if we're gonna continue working or go help him. What do you got to say about yourself, Alex?
Yeah, that burnout was sick until I broke the axle.
Was it worth it? Was it worth it though?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it wasn't. I broke in the middle of the street.
Alright, well, so what I'm thinking, Alex, is we don't help you, we finish our video, and then we'll help you tomorrow.
Well, I'm gonna get it towed later, so it's like 2-3 hours, hopefully.
Okay, so we're kind of rushed for time right now because we didn't realize how fast the sun's gonna be going down and how much daylight we have actually. Guillermo got impatient because he saw the sun was going down too faster than we thought, and he just busted out his car. He got the bumper on already. It lines up decent considering whatever the hell that is. And then the grill's on. The lights somewhat lined up. And the car is drivable now without getting pulled over. So yeah. So we finally got the car put on jack stands. It's been probably like 2-3 hours because we were trying to figure out the quirks of recording cinematics as well as recording vlogs. And we didn't account for the fact it is winter and we only have like 5 hours of daylight in a day. But yeah, so this is the drive shaft I'm going with. It's a Shaftmasters steel one piece. There you go. The reason I decided to go with the steel unit over aluminum is I don't really trust the idea of an aluminum drive shaft on a car that's drifted a lot. As well as I think you do need some weight in your drive line. Otherwise the car will be really annoying to drive on a daily basis, which is what I do. So yeah, we're gonna be throwing this in and changing out the stock 2-piece that I believe has a worn center support bearing because the car clunks around like crazy on the street as well as whines on the freeway. So hopefully this remedies all those problems. Okay, so since we are rushing for time, we're just gonna be trying to finish this up really quick. We only have to undo, whoops, I banged the GoPro on the car. 4 bolts on the input of the diff, 2 center support bearing bolts, and then we could slide the drive shaft out and replace it with a new one. And to help me, I got who decided to blow an axle and almost messed up our day. But it's okay, we're gonna be fixing his car tomorrow, which should be in the same video. And then to put up and down the e-brake, we got Guillermo inside the car.
This one's a 15.
Aimless garage.
That means the drive shaft is coming out. Look, it just started leaking. Try to yank it out.
Ah! It's leaking! It's leaking! Dylan! Dylan!
Okay, so it's been a couple minutes. We've been struggling to get the drive shaft out, and we finally got it out, but we had to undo the trans mount, lower the trans, and we made a mess in my driveway. So yeah, now we gotta finish getting that out, clean up the driveway, put the new one in, which is a little annoying because I'm pretty sure all that fluid means it was overfilled, but it's whatever. Okay, so this drive shaft was way more of a struggle than any of us expected because of the fact, for some reason, even though my drive shaft was stock, it's always felt a little too long for the car. So it took us a good hour of just prying to get it out. We actually had to undo the trans mount and jack up the front of the engine, which pivots the trans down in order to slip the yoke out because the rear U-joint on the drive shaft got stuck to the diff. This is the old drive shaft that we got out, and this is the new one. And then the reason we had to replace the old drive shaft is I thought my center support bearing was a little bad. I had no idea as to how bad it actually was. Guillermo, can you spin it for me? This thing spins as an oval or an egg. So yeah, that definitely was causing my vibrations. To get it out, I had to take off the exhaust, and I just completely ruined my driveway basically. If you look under here, I don't know why the light shut off. I spilled trans fluid everywhere because I wasn't expecting it to leak fluid out of the output for the trans. We're moving on to the next day now. We picked up Alex's car last night and had it dropped off at my house. So we're gonna be swapping his axle today as well as finishing up my car. We still had to put the drive shaft in and the new trans mount, and then both our cars will be ready. The plan right now is to finish putting in the drive shaft, put the exhaust back together, swap that trans mount, and then since a lot of fluid did leak out, we're probably just gonna take the fill bolt off the trans, and then hopefully it's filled. If not, we'll just fill it from the shifter hole and then move Alex's car up and swap his axle.
Fit perfectly. Alrighty, and then some bolt. Perfect.
We're swapping out this metal GK Tech one piece or solid trans mount for this Nismo one because of the fact that this has no compliance in it and it's very stiff and shakes the entire car. This is a lot more forgiving, so it'll stop vibrating my trans and stuff, and also it actually kind of raises your trans up because the GK Tech one for some reason is a little bit shorter than the OEM. What the fuck, there's nothing to grip onto. Maybe I'll just put it right here. Oh, there we go. We just got back from running a few errands. I picked up some transmission fluid since all of mine did leak out, and Alex had to go pick up some hardware for his axles from Home Depot. And now we're gonna get to work filling up the transmission and finally starting on Alex's axle. But the situation now is we're running out of daylight again. And just because we're rushing, we got the drive shaft in, the exhaust back together, and everything's all back together, and we just had to fill it up with fluid. So I got everything back together, and the last thing to do is put on the shift knob. For that, I got a brand new Yashio factory one to go with the Yashio factory drift button I have, or e-brake button, and the water pump pulley. And after that, this car is all done for today, and we have to move on to that thing. We just got Alex's car up. It was kind of a pain because we had to push it because the fact his axle was blown and he has a two-way. So the car was basically like acting as if it was an open diff car. And then I test drove my car real quick but didn't film it, and it feels so much better. There's like no vibrations coming into the cabin at all, and it's just super smooth now.
Look at the cup, look at the cup right there.
Oh my god, this thing really did blow up.
No, I think it's supposed to be like this.
Okay, so we're pretty much done for the day. It only took us like 20 minutes to swap Alex's axle because it wasn't even bolted into the car. And yeah, so if you enjoyed what you saw, please show some support, and we're out.